magical friends! Today we're going on a wonderful journey to the hot African savanna and the cheerful green farm. In the savanna, we'll meet majestic lions, speedy zebras, and long-necked giraffes, and on the farm, gentle cows, winking pigs, and proud geese. We'll learn what they eat, how they live, and the amazing habits they have. Let's start our adventure and get to know them better. Let's build a hot African savanna on one side and a cheerful, colorful farm on the other side. We will make the African savanna out of yellow sand. And we will make a pond for the crocodiles. The farm will be made of green sand. And let's add some brown sand. The farm will also have a pond, but not for crocodiles, for ducks and geese. In the African savanna, we will plant palm trees, green bushes, and cacti. And on the farm, we will place a barn, a chicken coop, and plant trees and bushes. The cheerful farm and the African savanna are ready, and now we can invite the animals and learn something interesting about them. Elephant. Elephants are large wild herbivores living in Africa's savannas and forests. They use their trunks to grab food, drink water, and greet others. They eat grass, leaves, and fruits, and live in family groups led by an older female. Giraffe. Giraffes are tall wild herbivores from Africa's savannas. Their long necks help them reach leaves high in trees. They mostly eat acacia leaves and live in loose groups, using their height to watch for predators from far away. Crocodile. Crocodiles are large wild carnivores found in African rivers and lakes. They hunt fish, birds, and mammals using powerful jaws and stealth. They spend hours in the water, but also bask in the sun on riverbanks to warm up. Zebra. Zebras are wild herbivores living in Africa's grasslands. Their black and white stripes help confuse predators. They eat grass and sometimes leaves, moving in herds for safety and traveling long distances to find fresh grazing. Boa. Boas are wild carnivorous snakes living in African forests and grasslands. They hunt birds, mammals, and reptiles by wrapping around and squeezing them. They are non-venomous and often hide in trees or bushes to ambush prey. Lion. Lions are large wild carnivores living in Africa's savannas. They hunt zebras, buffalo, and antelopes, with females doing most of the hunting. Lions live in prides led by a dominant male and rest under trees during the day. Okapi. Okapis are shy wild herbivores from African rainforests. Related to giraffes, they have long tongues to pull leaves and buds. Their striped legs help them blend into the forest, and they usually live alone, feeding in shaded areas. Baboon. Baboons are wild omnivores living in Africa's savannas and forests. They eat fruits, seeds, insects, and small animals. Highly social, they live in large troops, using loud calls and facial expressions to communicate and warn of danger. Warthog. Warthogs are wild herbivores from Africa's grasslands and savannas. They eat grass, roots, and fruits, often kneeling to graze. They live in burrows, run with tails up when alarmed, and use their tusks for defense against predators. Antelope. Antelopes are wild herbivores living in Africa's grasslands and savannas. They graze on grass and leaves, using speed and agility to escape predators. Many travel in herds for safety, with some species making long seasonal migrations. Hyena. Hyenas are wild carnivores living in Africa's savannas and deserts. They hunt in groups and also scavenge from other predators. Known for their strong jaws and loud calls, they live in clans led by females and work together to find food. Rhinoceros. Rhinoceroses are large wild herbivores living in Africa's savannas and grasslands. They eat grass, leaves, and shoots. Despite their size, they can run fast to escape danger. They usually live alone or in small groups and have thick protective skin. Turkey. Turkeys are large domesticated birds commonly raised on farms across many countries. They eat seeds, insects, and green plants, foraging on the ground during the day. Males are famous for their bright feathers and fan-shaped tails, displayed proudly to attract females in mating season. Cow. Cows are large domesticated herbivores raised on farms around the world. They eat grass, hay, and other plants, spending hours grazing in fields. Known for producing milk, they live in herds and have a calm nature, though they can run fast if startled. Horse. Horses are large domesticated herbivores kept on farms and ranches. They eat grass, hay, and grains, and can run fast over long distances. Known for their strength and loyalty, they live in herds and have been used by humans for work, travel, and sport for centuries. Pig. Pigs are medium-sized domesticated omnivores raised on farms. They eat grains, vegetables, and sometimes small insects or worms. Intelligent and social, pigs enjoy rooting in the soil with their snouts and often live in groups for warmth and safety. Sheep. Sheep are medium-sized domesticated herbivores kept on farms for wool, milk, and meat. They eat grass and plants, grazing peacefully in fields. Social animals, sheep live in flocks for protection and follow the lead of a dominant member. Donkey. Donkeys are sturdy domesticated herbivores raised on farms and in rural areas. They eat grass, hay, and shrubs, and can carry heavy loads over rough terrain. Known for their strength and patience, they live alone or in small groups and have a loud, distinctive bray. Goose. Geese are medium-sized domesticated birds kept on farms for eggs, meat, and feathers. They eat grass, grains, and aquatic plants, often grazing near water. Social and alert, geese live in flocks and use loud honks to warn others of danger. Dog. Dogs are loyal domesticated omnivores kept on farms and in homes worldwide. They eat meat, grains, and vegetables and help humans by guarding animals, herding livestock, and providing companionship. They live in family groups and bond closely with their owners. Cat. Cats are small domesticated carnivores living on farms and in homes. They hunt mice, birds, and insects, helping protect stored food. Agile and independent, cats also enjoy human company and often form strong bonds with their owners. Goat. Goats are medium-sized domesticated herbivores raised on farms for milk, meat, and sometimes fiber. They eat grass, leaves, and shrubs, often climbing steep hillsides to find food. Curious and agile, goats live in herds and adapt well to many environments. Duck. Ducks are medium-sized domesticated birds kept on farms for eggs, meat, and feathers. They eat grains, insects, and aquatic plants, spending much time in ponds or rivers. Social and adaptable, ducks live in flocks and can thrive in many environments. Rabbit. Rabbits are small domesticated herbivores kept on farms and as pets. They eat grass, vegetables, and herbs, and use their strong back legs to hop quickly away from danger. Social and gentle, rabbits live in groups and dig burrows for shelter. Chicken. Chickens are small domesticated birds raised on farms for eggs and meat. They eat grains, insects, and green plants, scratching the ground to find food. Social and active, chickens live in flocks and roost together for safety at night. Our exciting journey through the hot African savanna and the cheerful green farm has come to an end. We met proud carnivores, peaceful herbivores, and curious omnivores, learning what they eat, how they live, and their special habits. Now each of them will take its cozy spot in our magical diorama. And there are still so many amazing animal stories ahead of us. Don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss the next magical adventures.